Hey guys, Post here. Welcome back to another Pokemon Masters video, and today we're gonna go over Leaf and Eevee as one of the other new Pokemon that are slash trainer like sync pairs, I guess sync pairs. One of the new sync pairs that are coming to the game in the near future, and we do have the datamined stats and all that info. So first of all, let's answer the question that's in everyone's heads: who is this Eevee's evolution? Is it Jolteon? Is it Flareon? Is it, Leafeon? I guess, because Leaf, right? The answer is no. It's none of them. It doesn't have an evolution. It doesn't evolve. It's actually based on the Let's Go Eevee. But before you get disappointed, this might be the new best sync pair in the game. This thing is incredibly busted. It's not even fair. Like, why do they even make something this good? This is not fair. Anyways, let's go over its stats and its move sets, and then you'll completely understand why this thing is completely busted. So it's a support. It's a 5-star support, and by the way, it comes out on January the 22nd, at 10 p.m. PST. So keep that in mind, right? Save your gems for Eevee, man. Eevee is so good. So anyways, it's a normal support, weak to fighting, 5-star support, right? Let's look at its stats first. First of all, look at its stats. It starts from the stats. So 636 HP. That's definitely, I wouldn't say definitely, but definitely at least top 20 in HP, right? That's a lot of freaking HP. It's more than Feraligatr, more than Arcanine, which is a lot of, Arcanine has a lot of HP, right? Arcanine has really good bulk. Slightly lower than Superior, which of course is, one of the bulkiest units in the game. And then, physical attack, like the attack stats, special attack stats, let's not even talk about them. They're totally irrelevant. Physical defense, 208. And special defense, which I accidentally wrote RES for like resistance or something. I don't even know why I wrote that, even though it's obviously special defense, but I don't know. I think it's at the time I just couldn't find like something short for special defense, which now that I think about it, it's just probably SPG, right? Anyways, I'm dumb. But anyways, that doesn't take away from how absolutely broken this is. So 208 defense and 209 special defense for Eevee, and that's just basically top tier bulk. Like, who even has this much bulk? Let's see. 209 special defense. That's more than Snivy. That's slightly under Bronzong, more than Oshawott, more than Blissey, right? So this thing can tank, right? And also its physical defense, it's around Delibird level, right? It's insane. It is insane in terms of its tankiness, right? It's probably one of the highest bulks in the game, bulk totals in the game. Those of you who don't know, bulk is just the calculation the game uses for deciding which unit to target in single player. So yeah, this thing will not die easily. This thing will take sync moves like a champ, which is important to its whole kit. It has to take sync moves, and it will take sync moves with those stats. And we'll get to that in a bit. So moving on to its moves. So first move, tackle, normal, physical, power 25, accuracy 100, 1-bar move. So this is basically your move that you're going to use every time when you're trying to get unity on your team, right? When you're switching in as Eevee. So it's a good 1-bar move, 100% accuracy. You're not here to do damage. You're here just to get unity going, right? Second move is potion. That's pretty straightforward. Heal some HP for either you or any of your teammates, right? That always helps. Your third move, Iron Tail, 75 accuracy, physical, steel move. Has a moderate chance of decreasing your opponent's defense with that. 132 power. That's a lot of power, but then again, 75 accuracy, 3 bars, and you have like crap physical damage anyways, so just don't even try. You like Leaf and Eevee, you're not here to do damage, okay? You're not here to do damage. You're here to be the best support in the game. So, your fourth move, Let's Go, which kind of hints you that it's based on the Let's Go Eevee, right? So Let's Go, it's a status move, obviously increases the move gauges of all allied sync pairs by 2, and then sharply raises the user's attack. Remember, it's raising your own attack, and then you might be wondering, what the hell? What kind of support is this? You're not raising anyone else's attack, you're raising your own attack. Like, that's no support. Wrong, it is a support, and we'll get to why in a bit. So here is why Leaf is the absolute most busted unit in the game. Let's not even talk about its sync move first, let's talk about its passive. The passive, Benefactor, transfers the sync pair stats increase to the sync pair that will switch in when this sync pair switches out. It's basically baton pass, right? So the only like move that you have for increasing stats is that one that increases physical attack, sharply raises physical attack, which is still good. But your other one that increases stats is your sync move. And this is pretty crazy. So it's called Endless Possibilities Extreme Evo Boost, even though ironically you don't evolve into anything at the moment. So normal status, it's normal status, and then increases the user's move gauge by the sync move's current level. So if you're sync level 5, you're increasing the move gauge by 5. So your sync move's just going to increase your move gauge by 5, because why not? And then if you're at 5 out of 5, and then sharply raises the attack, defense, special defense, and accuracy of all allied sync pairs. So you're increasing that for your whole team as well as yourself, right? And then that's where Benefactor comes in play. It's like a baton pass. You could baton pass all those stats onto your next upcoming Pokemon. So if you use like an what was that move's name again? If you use a Let's Go before, you're getting plus. If you use it twice, obviously, you're getting +6 to your next baton passed Pokemon. But the biggest problem in this game is how annoyingly, your enemy's opponents, when they use their sync move, they just nullify all your stats. All your stat increases, they just go to 0, except unless you have the passive Impervious, which guess who has Impervious? Leaf and Eevee. You have Impervious, that's your second passive. Stats cannot be lowered, including against sync moves. So when your opponent sync moves you, it doesn't lower any of your stats. It doesn't lower them at all. And then you could just, after that, you can have Eevee in there, just tank that hit, and then baton pass all those stats into your next Pokemon. So this is basically how you're gonna play this out. You're probably gonna start with your striker, right? Attack, you buff yourself, attack the opponent until they're almost about to sync move. If there's like 1 or 2 more turns before it could get its sync move up, then you swap in Eevee. And then you start with, if the thing you're swapping into is a physical attacker, use Let's Go, raises attack by 2. If you still got another turn, you go Let's Go again, and then go for your sync move, which raises all your stats. Well, not all your stats, 5 stats by 2. And then you sync move that. It doesn't do any damage, but, it boosts all that. You sync move that, or actually, you should probably use it after your opponent syncs, just so your teammates could get the boost as well. So I guess wait till your opponent's the enemy to sync move you, and then remember you don't lose any of those stats that you just got, right? The +4 physical attack, and then after that you use the sync move yourself. You +5 to your move gauge. If it's at level 5, it's just if it's sync level 1, that's just 1, right? And then you sharply raises attack, defense, special defense, and accuracy for your whole team and yourself as well. And then you baton pass it away to your next, striker. You could bring that striker that you took away before just because you didn't want it to take a sync move. You could take that back or bring that back, or throw out a new one, and then they'll just be ready to go, right? For the most part, maybe you want some crit in there, but for the most part, they will be pretty much ready to go. And that's pretty crazy. That's pretty freaking crazy. Again, the whole Leaf's kit just works. Everything just works out so well together. There's not actually, I was just about to say there's not a waste of move. I guess there is a waste of move, which is, I guess, Steel or not Steel Tail, Iron Tail, right? which I guess you could use, before, if you miscalculated and there's like one more turn before your opponent sinks. I guess you could just use Iron Tail, YOLO it, since like your sync move is gonna, like, if you're at like five sync level, it's gonna bring your move gauge up by 5 anyways afterwards. I guess you could just YOLO an Iron Tail, see if you could decrease your opponent's defense or whatever, or do a bit of damage, since you did have like +4 attack anyways. But yeah, it just works so well. Like, there's so much cohesion in her whole set, like this increased stats, and then this insane stat increasing move, and then the fact that you could, baton pass it off to your next, to your allies, or the next switch in, and then the fact that none of these stats can be taken away by your enemy's sync moves or any other, haze or whatever, if you're facing something with haze. So again, this is probably the best co-op sync pair in the game, or support, at least support. It's definitely the best co-op support in the game. It's just so good. It's just so good. Wow. Yeah, this honestly, if I were to give my opinion about these upcoming banners, if you want to summon on only one of them, this is the one. This is one. And also, to keep in mind, when Leaf's banner rolls around, it's like at the end of January, right? So at that time, Leaf's banner is going to have like Lance, it's going to have Cynthia, it's going to have Ethan, all on there unfeatured as well. So do keep that in mind as well. But Leaf, again, pretty crazy. Leaf's pretty crazy. This might be the new best sync pair in the game. It just might be the new best sync pair in the game. Again, like, you could swap it in. You could tank. It has so great, like, its defensive stats are just so insane. You could swap it in, tank a huge hit. You could tank a sync move, and then none of your stats are going to get lowered or whatever. And then you could just pass it off with a baton pass, or / whatever they call it here, benefactor. I don't know why you call it benefactor. Why not just call it baton pass? Well, I guess it's probably because baton pass is an actual move, and this is like a passive, I guess. So anyways, again, for the 1000th time, Eevee is broken. This is definitely a new shift in the meta in terms of in terms of stuff like this. And also, the new update does make it slightly easier to get your sync move up as well, so that helps Eevee here as well. So anyways, let me know what you guys think about Leaf and Eevee in the comments down below. If you're gonna go summon for it, I personally highly suggest folks to summon for this one. It's just that good. It's just that good. Anyways, again, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of folks who are upset that there aren't any evolutions, right, for this, which I understand, even though I'm personally not a huge fan of evolutions. I do love Umbreon, by the way, I'm a huge Umbreon fan, but I personally don't mind, just because Eevee is just so good here that I'm kind of fine with it. So yeah, Umbreon will come later. I'm sure it'll come with some other trainer, so there's that, I guess, and all the other evolutions as well. So anyways, again, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel, and also to keep in mind, you could check out all my other breakdowns of these new sync pairs on my channel. If you're subscribed, if you have your notification bells on, hopefully YouTube will send them to your notifications. Sometimes they don't. YouTube's just weird like that. But anyways, again, that's me for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.